Hi everyone, Alex here, and today I'm going to take you through an all body stretch routine, mainly focusing on posture, particularly upper body posture and tight hips. So some of these stretches might not feel very comfortable for you depending on any injuries that you may have. So I'm just going to show you a quick little stretch that I want you to come into if anything feels uncomfortable for you. So this is called our resting stretch. So basically you're going to have your feet together, knees out wide, and you're just going to come down into this stretch. So if anything's feeling uncomfortable at all, I just want you to come down into your resting stretch until we move on to the next stretch. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to get you to come into a downward dog stretch. So you're going to spread out your fingers, separate your feet so they're about hip width apart, and you're going to lift your tailbone up nice and high. I want you to pick your heels up off the ground as high as you can and just draw your shoulder blades down your back. So you're just opening up that space around your neck. That's it. Try and tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to hold here. Taking a big deep breath in, breathing out, lifting those heels up a little bit higher. Nice. And then I'm going to get you to start to lower one heel down as you bend your other knee. And then you're going to change sides. You're just getting a bit of a stretch through your calf muscle. That's it. And just keep alternating sides. And then we're going to do both heels together. So you're going to lower and lift up as high as you can. And just continue to keep your shoulder blades drawing down your back. Let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then from here, I want you to slowly walk your hands in towards your feet. Now you can bend your knees if you like. And then from here, I just want you to place your fingertips underneath your toes. So you can walk your feet in a little bit if you need to. You're going to bend your knees forward towards your elbows. And then I just want you to stretch out the back of your legs, tucking your chin right in towards your chest. And again, you're going to bend your knees forward and then extend all the way out. Bend and extend. You should feel that lengthening through the back of your legs. Just try and keep your head and neck nice and relaxed. Nice. Let's do a few more. Bend, extend. And then we're going to hold that extension. So I'm going to get you to take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to let everything relax. So you're just letting your head relax, you're letting your shoulders relax, letting your arms relax, just completely letting go. And then I'll get you to gently just sway your upper body from side to side. Nice. And then from here, I want you to very slowly roll your spine all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. So you're articulating your spine. Your head will be the last thing to lift up. You're going to roll your shoulders back and down. That's it. And lift your head up. Then I'll get you to continue to roll your shoulders back and down. So next we're going to just try and reduce that tension that a lot of us hold through our neck and the tops of our shoulders. I want you to be really dramatic about these shoulder rolls. Bring your shoulders forward, lift them all the way up around your ears, roll them all the way back. That's it. Let's do 3 more. And then I want you to hold your shoulders back and down. Nice. From here, I'm going to get you to place your left hand behind your back. And I want you to pull your shoulders right back, and you're going to tilt your head to the right side. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to gently bring your head a little bit further over to the right side. And just keep pulling your shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to turn your chin to look over your shoulder. Take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, I want you to drop your shoulders, pull your left shoulder back, and turn your chin to look further over your right shoulder. We're going to do that again. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out, dropping your shoulders, pulling your left shoulder back, turning your chin to look further over your right shoulder. And again. And then from here, I'm going to get you to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to turn your gaze down towards the ground. Looking up and down. Let's do that a few more times. Looking up and down. Up and down. You should feel that stretch all through your neck. Let's do another 3. Up and down. 2. Last one. And come back. Nice. All right, you're now going to place your right hand behind your back. Just make sure you're not sticking your bum out. It's an easy posture for us to fall into when we're standing. So just gently tucking your tailbone under, bringing your pubic bone forward. And then I'm going to get you to pull your right shoulder back, and you're going to tilt your head to the left side. Holding there. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out. Dropping your shoulders, and just turning your chin to look further over your left shoulder. That's it. Taking a deep breath in. Big breath out, dropping your shoulders, pulling your right shoulder back, turning your chin to look further over your shoulder. Breathing in and out. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and out. And then I'll get you to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling and down. Nice, looking up and down. Up and down. Let's do that a few more times. One more. And then coming back to the center. Just rolling those shoulders back and down a few times. And I'll get you to bring your feet to hip width apart. We're going to do a roll down. So you're going to tuck your chin in towards your chest, and I want you to articulate your spine on the way down. So you're rolling your shoulders forward, and you're going to gently roll your spine all the way down. Reaching towards your toes. That's it. And we're just going to hold here. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, let everything go. And then I'm going to get you to grab hold of your elbows, and I want you to gently move your upper body from side to side. Nice. And then placing your hands back down onto the ground or on your shins. And then I'll get you to slowly roll your spine back up, one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Rolling your shoulders back and down. All right, we're going to move into a hamstring stretch. So what I'm going to get you to do is step your right foot forward. Sometimes to make this stretch a little bit more challenging, you can actually just prop your toes up onto something, so a pillow or a block, yoga block, whatever works for you. But you can just do it with your foot on the ground. So I want you to make sure that both feet are facing the front. You don't want to have that back foot right behind the front one because you'll find yourself off balance. So come into a little bit of a stance, wide stance. Now, it's really important that we do this correctly. So what I want you to do is bend your back knee, but I want you to keep your front leg straight. Now, it's really important that the front leg is straight and the back leg's bent. I want you to square your hips to the front of the mat. And what I want you to do is stick your bum out. So point your bum up towards the ceiling, poke it out, and you'll feel that instant pull through your hamstring. That's it. Now I want you to bring your chest forward, but only as far as you can, keeping your back straight. So if you can see yourself in a mirror reflection, it's quite helpful. I don't want you to round your back like this. Okay, so everyone's going to have a different range. You're going to bring your chest forward as far as you can, keeping your back straight. So for me, that's my limit. If I was to go any further, I would have to round. Okay, so from here, I want you to squeeze your front quad. So what I mean by that is engage it and you'll see it sort of lift up towards your hip. I want you to hold that squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release it and you can just come forward a little bit more. So now we're going to go again. We're going to squeeze that front quad, pulling it up towards your hip. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to release it and we're going to come into the stretch a little bit more. So when we squeeze, our hamstring has a chance to relax. When we release our quad, we can move further into the stretch. That's it. Release. Squeeze. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. When you release, now think about pointing your bum further up to the ceiling. That will pull you into the stretch more. Let's go again. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let's do one more. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and slowly come back up. All right, that's a really good one. So if you found that quite helpful, try and do that one a little bit more often. We're going to change sides. Stepping your other foot forward, keeping that front leg locked out. Bending your back knee, toes both facing the front of the mat. Keep your hips square. That's it. You can have your hands resting on your thighs or just reaching the mat in front. And you're going to tilt forward as far as you can, pointing your bum up to the ceiling. And then we're going to squeeze that front quad and hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to release it and come into the stretch a little bit more. And again, squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, come into it a little bit more. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Keep going. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You might notice one side's a little bit tighter than the other. That's it. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and slowly come out of the stretch. Nice. Just shaking out your legs a little bit. I'm now going to get everyone to turn onto your side. So you want to have both feet on the mat. You may need to take your socks off for this if you don't have a really grippy mat. And then what I want you to do is you're going to slowly tilt forward and place your hands on the ground. That's it. Now I want you to get your bum in line with your feet if you can, so you don't want to be swaying back. That's it. And then from here, just turning your toes out. And I want you to start to slowly bend your right knee. I want you to keep it in line with your big toe. So as you bend your right knee, you're just shifting your weight to the right side. Holding there. And slowly come back to the center. You're going to bend your left knee, shift your weight to the left side. And slowly come back to the center. We're going to keep alternating sides. You should feel that stretch through your hip and your inner thigh. As you bend your knee, try not to let it roll inwards. Okay, so turn it out and make sure that it's staying in line with your foot. Keep alternating sides. Each time, just try and bend your knee a little bit more, shifting your weight a little bit further over to that side, intensifying the stretch. Nice. All right, let's do one more to each side. Perfect. Coming back to the center and just letting our head hang down. Just gently swaying your head from side to side. Let it completely relax. Let your shoulders relax. And then slowly walking your feet back in. Nice. All right. Coming back to the back of your mat, we're going to do another roll down. You're going to tuck your chin in towards your chest, roll your shoulders forward, and then gently roll your spine all the way down. You're reaching down towards your toes, and then from here I'm going to get you to walk your hands out, and we're going to come back into our downward dog stretch. So separating your feet again, spreading out your fingers, pressing your hands into the ground, relax your shoulders down your back, lift your tailbone up nice and high. And then from here, we're going to come forward into a plank. Now you shouldn't have to move your hands or your feet to do this. And then you're going to lower your heels down and then return back into that downward dog stretch, lifting your heels up again. All right, come forward to your plank. Abs in tight, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Press your heels down into the ground and then come up into your downward dog stretch. That's it, let's keep going with this. Come forward to your plank, lower your heels down, and then come into your downward dog stretch. Nice. Let's do a few more. Come forward to your plank, shoulders down. Lower those heels down, back into downward dog. Lifting your heels up. Forward to plank, heels go down, back into downward dog. One more. Come forward, shoulders down. Lower those heels down, return to downward dog. All right, now we're going to come forward into a plank. You're going to lower yourself down towards the mat, and you're going to lift up into a swan dive stretch. I want you to relax your shoulders down your back. If you find that they're up around your ears like that, just walk your hands forward a little bit, or you can always lower your forearms down. That's it, holding there. Lowering down, tuck your toes under, and you're going to come back into your resting stretch. And then back into downward dog. Lifting your tailbone up high. We're going to go again. Come forward into your plank. Lower yourself down slowly. Lift up into a swan dive stretch. Lower yourself down, tuck your toes under. Come back into your resting stretch. And then back into downward dog. Let's do two more. Come forward into your plank. Lowering yourself down slowly. Lift up into that swan dive stretch. Lowering down, tuck your toes under. Back into your resting stretch. And then downward dog. One more, come forward. Lower yourself down. Swan dive stretch. Lower. Tuck your toes under. Come back into your resting stretch, and we're just going to stay there. So walking your hands forward as far as you can. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into the ground and just resting your forehead on the ground. We're going to move into a really nice lat stretch. So what I want you to do is a really nice side stretch. You're going to walk both hands over to the left side, but I want you to cross your right arm over the left arm. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just try and melt into the floor. We're going to do that again. Take a deep breath in, big breath out. And then walking your hands back to the center, and then over to the other side. So crossing that left arm over your right arm. Take a deep breath in, breathing out. One more time, breathe in and out. Coming back to the center. Nice, and then coming all the way back up. Perfect, we're going to move into a cat stretch now. So you're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. Your shoulders are directly over your wrists. Your hips are directly over your knees. I just want you to tuck your tailbone under, and you're going to roll your spine all the way up, tucking your chin right in towards your chest. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. You're going to roll your spine all the way down, looking up. So you're articulating your spine, and you're beginning this movement by first tilting your pelvis in the opposite direction. Okay, so now we're going to move from anterior tilt into posterior tilt. So tuck your tailbone under, and then one by one, roll on up. Finish by tucking your chin right in towards your chest. And then begin to tilt your pelvis back into that anterior tilt position. And then slowly move through your spine. So I want you to take your time with this one. As you come up, scoop your abs in, draw your belly button up towards your spine. And then rolling back down. Beautiful. We're going to do one more on each side. Tuck your tailbone under, like a sad puppy dog. Roll your spine all the way up. And then rolling all the way back down. Nice. We're going to come back to neutral. And we're going to go into what we call sexy cat. Okay, so you're going to tilt your hips to the left side, and then I want you to look over your left shoulder. So hips are tilting to the left, you're looking over your left shoulder, and you should feel that stretch through your right side. Return back to the center, tilt your hips over, move your hips over to the right, look over your right shoulder. Return to the center, let's do one more on each side. Center, over to the other side, and come back. Now we're going to do a different type of resting stretch. So what we're going to do is work more into the lats in our back. So what I want you to do is keep your bum up in the air. You can just shift your weight back slightly and just walk your hands forward. Just rest your head onto the ground, and you should feel that through your back. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just try and melt into the ground. One more deep breath in and out. Nice. Walking your hands back in. We're going to come up into a downward dog stretch now. And what I'm going to get you to do is lift your right leg up in the air as high as you can. So it doesn't matter what your range is. I want you to draw your shoulder blades down your back. Try and get your leg up as high as you can. That's it. Just bend your knee, draw your heel towards your bum. Reach that leg up nice and high. One more time, bend, draw your heel towards your bum. And then reach that leg up high. So now we're going to move into a pigeon stretch. I want you to step that foot forward, or that leg forward, into this position. So you're bending your right leg. That's it. You don't need to have your heel right at the front for this. Let's just start like this. You're going to extend your left leg all the way out. Start with your arms extended. And we're just going to hold here. Now, if you've got any knee troubles, this one's usually quite uncomfortable for you. So I'm just going to get you to come into a hip stretch position. Sit. Now, if you feel comfortable, slowly lower your forearms down to the ground. Now, with this stretch, it often moves the longer you hold it. So you might be feeling it through your hamstring or your glute, but you'll notice that as you take deep breaths in and out, you'll notice the exercise or the stretch will start to shift into different muscles. So we're going to hold it here for 5 deep breaths. I want you to keep your shoulders down. You're going to take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Breathe in and out. I want you to make sure that your hips are square to the ground. So you don't want to let your left hip come off. You don't want to be resting onto that right glute. So you want to lift yourself up and over. want you to keep holding. For anyone who has some knee troubles, I will just give you another alternative that you can do. So you can just lie down and place your ankle over your knee. You might feel the stretch there, or you might want to interlock your hands behind your knee and just pull it in towards your chest. So while everyone finishes that side, you can just stay in this stretch, and then when we change sides, you can do the other side here in this position. That's it. For everyone else in that pigeon stretch, just holding there. Feel free to extend your arms out further if you want to go into the stretch a little bit more. I'm going to hold here for one more deep breath in and out. Perfect. Tucking your back toe under. We're going to slowly come out of that stretch. We're going to return into our downward dog. You're going to lift your other leg up in the air, turning your hips and toes out to the side. That's it. And then you're going to bend that knee, draw your heel towards your bum. Reach that leg up high. And again, bend. And extend. And then you're going to step that leg forward into your pigeon stretch on the other side. Nice. Start off with your arms extended and just get into a nice, can hardly call it a nice comfortable position, can we? You just don't want to feel any pain with this. You just want to feel like it's a really intense stretch through your glute and hamstring. If you do have any pain, particularly if it's in your knee, I want you to come out of this stretch and lie down onto your back and do that stretch that I showed you just before. So if you're feeling okay with this, I want you to slowly lower your forearms down. You're going to take a deep breath in, breathe out, and just try and relax into the stretch a little bit more. I'm going to take 4 more deep breaths in here. For those of you who are feeling pretty uncomfortable in this stretch, it's probably a really good indication that you need it the most. All right, so I want you to give this one a go a little bit more often. A lot of my back pain clients get the most relief from doing this stretch. From years of teaching Pilates, this stretch seems to help people the most, okay? So if you are experiencing lower back pain, of course, this may not resolve that. Everyone's back pain is different, but if it feels okay, you're not experiencing too much pain, I want you to try and do it more often. See whether it helps. Sometimes just loosening the muscles, all of the muscles that surround your back, can just help to take pressure away from your lower back, making you feel a little bit more comfortable. All right, so we're going to slowly move out of this stretch now. You're going to come back into your downward dog, lift your tailbone up nice and high, draw your shoulder blades down your back. And then I'll get you to slowly lower both knees down. So we're going to come into a hip flexor stretch now. I suggest just folding up your mat or using a pillow. Again, if you've got any knee troubles, you definitely want to be careful with your knees. Also, you just want to feel comfortable when you're stretching as much as you can. Otherwise, you won't tolerate the stretch for very long. I'm going to get you to step your right foot forward. And then what I want you to do is tuck your tailbone under, again, like a sad puppy dog. See, and I want you to flatten out your bum. So it's what I like to call pancake bum, okay? So we're trying to make it disappear entirely. Your pubic bone is coming forward, and you're going to hold there. I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, try and hold that tilt and lunge forward as far as you can. Now, the rule with this stretch is that your knee should never go past your big toe, okay? So ideally, it should be just over your ankle. If your foot is too far in, you'll notice when you lunge forward, this will happen, okay? It's going to take away from your hip stretch. So just walk your foot forward. If you need to, just do this stretch next to a wall, something to help you hold on so you don't need to worry about balancing. I want you to take another deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to lunge forward a little bit more. And hold. I'm now going to get you to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. That's it. Take a big deep breath in. Breathing out, lunge forward a little bit more. And then you're going to rest your right hand on your leg and you're just going to reach your left arm up and over. Nice. Come back to the center. I just want you to turn your front foot out, turn your toes out to the side, and you're going to place both hands on the inside of your foot and just let your hip fall forward. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, and just try and relax into that stretch. What I'll get you to do now is squeeze your left glute really tight, and then when you release it, you're going to try and relax into the stretch a little bit more. Squeeze your left glute. Release, come forward. 2 more. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Now, if you're having any wrist troubles holding that position, you can always just walk your hands forward or have them up on a pillow or something to take away some of that pressure. So now I'll get you to slowly come out of the stretch. I'm going to change sides. So you're going to step your other leg forward. That's it. Now you might find one side's a lot tighter than the other, just like that pigeon stretch. So I'm going to get you to tuck your tailbone right under, bring your pubic bone forward, and you're going to lunge forward, making sure that that front knee doesn't go past your big toe. And then I'll get you to take a deep breath in, breathing out, holding that tuck, lunging forward a little bit more. That's it. And then from here, I'm going to get you to reach your arms up nice and high. Holding there. Breathing in and out. And then resting your left hand on your leg, reaching your right arm up and over. Coming back to the center, walking that front leg out to the side, turning your knee and foot out. Placing your hands on the ground and just letting your hip fall forward. Relax your shoulders. Try not to hold that tension up around your ears. And then I'll get you to squeeze your right glute. Release, come forward. Nice. Squeeze. Release, come forward. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Perfect. All right, slowly coming out of that stretch, and we're going to just extend our mat back out. I'm going to get you to sit onto your bum now. I'm going to come into what we call a pancake stretch. Although for most of us, it feels more like a C stretch. So you're going to extend your legs out as far as you can. Now, some of you are really going to need to sit up against a wall while you do this. So if you're finding that you're rounding forward like this, you can try propping yourself up, so sitting on a block or some books or something, or you can just sit up against a wall. But we really want to get our back as straight as we can. So we're trying to tilt our pelvis forward so we can get a really nice straight spine. That's it. Now you can start by just having your arms behind you like this, okay? If that feels okay, you can start to walk your hands forward a little bit. So the idea with this stretch is to get your nose down to the floor, okay? And just come into a flat pancake. Most of us are not going to do that right away. So I want you to hold this C stretch position, and you're going to take a deep breath in, and then I want you to breathe out and just walk your hands forward a little bit more. I want you to try and keep your back as straight as possible. So I'd rather you not be rounded like this, okay? I'd rather you pull out of the stretch and just not walk your hands forward as far. See it? You might be a tiny little bit rounded through your back. I'm not expecting completely straight back, but just try and keep as straight as you possibly can. I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're just walking your hands forward a little bit more. It doesn't need to be a huge movement. Take another deep breath in, breathing out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 2 more. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Nice. All right, slowly coming out of that stretch. Perfect. You're going to slowly bring your legs back in. Nice. And I'm getting you to come into a kneeling position now. So either like this or coming up, tucking your tailbone under. If that feels uncomfortable for your knees, you can roll up the mat or you can do this standing. Okay, I'm just going to do it kneeling for today, but feel free to stand if you need to. We're going to just start working to our shoulders and chest and try and increase our shoulder mobility. So what I want you to do is have a really straight spine. With this next movement, we're going to try not to manipulate our posture. Okay, we don't want to move our back. We're going to keep it really straight. What I want you to do is wrap your right hand around your rib cage and you're going to lift your left arm up. I want you to keep it straight. That's it. Now, I want you to work within your own range. So if I was to manipulate my spine right now, I could bring my arm back further, but I'm not going to. That's my true range. And I'm going to lower my arm back down. On the next one, I want you to lift up. And then I want you to take a big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. Drop your shoulders and just try and inch your arm back a little bit more. Keep your ribs drawn in. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Bring that arm back a little bit more. Let's do that a few more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out and try and inch that arm back a little bit more. Nice. Then we're going to just circle that arm all the way back. For another 3, 2, 1. We're going to circle it forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, now you're going to wrap your left hand around your rib cage. You're going to lift your right arm up. Hold it there. Draw your ribs in. And then lower back down. On the next one, reach your arm up. Hold there. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Just try and inch your arm back a little bit more. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Push that arm back a little bit. Breathe in. Big breath out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Beautiful. All right, circling that arm back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circling the other way, coming forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and relax. All right, I'll get you to swing your legs around. You're going to place them on the ground in front of you. I'll get you to have your fingers facing towards you. And I want you to roll your shoulders back and down. So try not to let them round forward like that. I want you to pull them back. You're going to bend your elbows and sink down into this stretch. All right, you probably already feel that. From here, I just want you to gently move from side to side. That's it. Nice. Perfect. Let's keep going for another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and coming back up. So we're going to come into a few little glute bridges. So keeping your fingers pointing forward, I want you to press your feet into the ground, roll your shoulders back and down, and I want you to lift your bum up as high as you can and just straighten out your hips. Hold there, lift up out of your shoulders. And then slowly lower yourself back down. This is a really nice exercise because it stretches out the entire front of our body and it activates the whole back side of our body. All right, so pretty much the opposite of what happens when we sit at a desk. So come up, stretch out the front of your body, activate the back of your body, tuck your tailbone right under, and then lower back down. Nice, press your feet into the ground, lifting up. Tuck your tailbone under and lower. We're going to do 2 more. Shoulders back and down. Reset them before each lift. Squeeze your glutes, press your feet into the ground and come up. Lowering back down, we've got one more. Shoulders back and down. Press your feet into the mat, lifting all the way up. Perfect, and slowly lowering all the way back down. You're going to come into a butterfly stretch, so your feet are together, your knees are turned out, and I'll just get you to dig your elbows into the creases of your knees and just press them out. Nice. If that feels all right, you can just walk your hands forward. So a lot of the stretches that we do, particularly at Duo Pilates in our stretch classes, are centered around our hips. So all the power in our movement comes from our hips. They're also greatly affected from when sitting at a desk, okay, or sitting in a chair, sitting on a couch. Our hips tend to rotate inwards, and we focus on stretching to rotate them outwards. Just opening up your hips, which you can have a nice chain reaction through your body. All right, so from here, I'm going to get you to lie down. I'm going to do the same thing. So feet are together, knees are turned out. And I just want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. Just gently rock your knees from side to side. Take another deep breath in. Big breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, breathe in and out. Perfect, bringing your knees slowly back in. I'll get you to extend your left leg out. You're going to bring your right knee across your chest. You're going to bend your right arm back. That's it, and you're just rotating through your spine to get your knee over onto the ground. If it's up here, that's okay. All right, we're going to slowly work towards bringing that knee further towards the ground. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to apply a little bit more pressure to that knee. Bring it a little bit further over to the ground. And I want you to try and keep your right arm pressed onto the ground. Try not to let that right arm lift up off the ground. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths in here. Breathing out, applying a little bit more pressure each time. Breathing in. On that out breath, push your knee down a little bit further, rotating your spine. And then slowly coming back to the center. We're going to change sides. Extend your right leg out. Bring your left one across your chest. Bend your left arm back and keep your left shoulder and elbow on the ground. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more. Breathe in and out. Perfect. Coming back to the center, we're going to finish off with a happy baby stretch. So you're going to interlock your hands around the outside of your shins and just separate your knees and your feet. And I want you to gently rock from side to side. Just opening up your hips. Just closing your eyes. Continue to rock side to side. And then slowly bringing your knees back in. So that was our last stretch. So what we're going to do is just finish off with a really quick little meditation. So I want you to extend your legs out, extend your arms out, and I want you to just turn your palms up, or whatever it is that just feels really comfortable and natural. And all I want you to do is just continue to listen to whatever playlist you've been playing. And I want you to focus on not only the music, but your breathing. So we're going to take a big deep breath in, and we're going to breathe in through our nose. And then we're going to take a slow, deep breath out through our mouth. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to count 10 breaths. Take your time with it. Breathe in and out. Continue to breathe, and we're just going to lay still. Every time you breathe out, just try and relax your body down into the ground. Just try and let go a little bit more with each breath. One more deep breath in, big breath out, and then slowly opening your eyes and coming back up. So that is the end of your stretch session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.